Here we go. Shelby, can we please have a one-word new name for my Letterboxd profile?
Peaches.
Oh, I don't know about that. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I love it. Again, I think you got to go with that.
I don't think and that has to be taken already, right?
Yeah. Add some like XOs in there too. So it's like XO, Peaches, XO kind of thing.
I'll just alternate between upper and lowercase for each letter.
Like P3, 4, CH3, S kind of thing. Yeah. Just make it super
That's
easy
definitely going to make it easier for people to find my Letterboxd. Hold on 1 second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, Professor Dickweed.
Actually, that would be a better name.
Yep. All right. There it is.
That's it. I forgot my sultry voice. This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests, and it's still Date Movie Month. So, of course, we're talking about Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
I mean, it's a staple. I think everyone date night involves this movie.
When you search for date movies, this is, I would say, at least number 2 or 3.
I think it's Deadpool, Talladega Nights is second.
That's correct. Romance of the Stone, ironically, is very much farther down the list.
No, that's like 312th on the list,
right.
I think.
Right.
Way down there.
I think it's just the word Bobby that really evokes sensuality, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to bring on our guest. Welcoming back, Shelbi Weaver.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for coming back on.
I'm super excited to be back on. Thank you for trusting me with this movie choice.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, but why do you feel like my Letterboxd profile name should be Peaches?
You just scream Peaches, God.
Offended? Yeah, what is...
No, I just think, here, in my mind, I think your Letterboxd profile is your safe space. And I would follow anyone's Letterboxd profile if their name was Peaches, because that's someone I can trust. Sense of humor, seems nice, that's kind. Okay. You know?
Those are all your things, Ken. You fit the bill of that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Shelby, do you have a Letterboxd profile?
I don't. I keep meaning to get one, but I don't have one just yet. I should get on.
Well, I don't want to take the name that you came up with, so I'll let you have that.
And Ken, you're going to go with Professor Dickweed.
And I'm going to be going with Professor Dickweed, alternating capital, lower cases, and some random letters or numbers spread in there. So
great.
But of course, right now you can find me at KDRISC01, which, as you can see, is the reason why it needs to be changed. Considering I don't even give my full last name on this podcast, it's really hard to understand what that is. So, yeah.
I'm good. I don't need, I'll do something other than Peaches. So CJ, if you want Peaches, it's on the table.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I might need to change mine.
Yeah.
Or the Bowser Jack Black version. It'll just be like 10 peaches in a row. I'll hit their character limit.
Peaches.
Yeah.
What is the character limit?
You gonna put that to the test?
Oh, I can check it. Hold on. It live checks. Peaches is taken.
Okay.
Peaches. Taken.
Wow.
Peaches. Oh, I hit the character limit. I got Peaches, P. So that's the character limit.
All right, just go ahead and hit that save button and you'll be good to go.
It is available.
Not after this comes out. People are going to jump to
3 peaches. That's a shame. Not even 3 peaches?
No, two and 1 P.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I was waiting to see if you come up with a segue from Peaches to this movie.
No, but I was trying to think of one. Couldn't get there. Nope. We're going to talk about Talladega Nights and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast.
Ricky Bobby was born
Mama, I'm going fast!
to become the fastest man alive.
That's my boy, Ricky!
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, I want to thank you for my family, my 2 beautiful sons, Walker and Texas Ranger, and of course my red-hot smoking wife, Carly.
But no man stays on top forever.
Well, the big news is that NASCAR has gone French.
I am coming for you, Ricky Bobby.
He's in the wall.
Uh-oh. Yep, I'm flying through the air. This is not good.
I was trying to think, Peaches isn't the same size as a 8-pound, 6-ounce baby Jesus. So, no. And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by returning guest Shelbi Weaver, and we're talking about Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby for Date Movie Month. Shelbi, we are going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's not yet seen Talladega Nights what it's all about.
Ready, go.
All right, we start in a small, poor town, much like the one I grew up in. But this time, there's a guy who's going to rise to the top of NASCAR. He's going to be the number one guy in the world. He's going to pour champagne on a lot of people's heads. But then he gets in a car crash because NASCAR is really unsafe. And he is fine, but doesn't really realize that. And he loses his wife, and he loses everything. But he does find a semi-okay relationship with his dad. And then everything is good again. And he finds true love. Amy Adams. She's in it, and she's really great.
Time.
Wow. Almost the most complete synopsis of ever.
Yeah, that was really good.
On this show.
I've seen this movie about 1,000 times.
Okay. I think that leads into the question.
Yeah.
Why is this a date movie?
I think that any Will Ferrell movie is a great date movie because, well, number one, it's a test. Okay. Does your date think that Talladega Nights is funny? If they don't think it's funny, for me personally, I don't know if we are going to be compatible. Okay. So that's the number one test. Number two, do they think in general are Will Ferrell movies funny? If that's also a no, definitely don't know if we're going to work. Number three, you don't really need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
You can just, it's a thing to have on while you actually talk to your date. And then if at any point the conversation is lacking, you can look back to the TV and there's something that will distract you at any moment, you know? There will never be dead space. I think romance movies for date nights are kind of weird because it's like you're watching another romance.
Yeah.
You're in a romance, and that feels strange to me. But you get some like shitty food and you watch Talladega Nights with someone, and I just think that's I don't know. I think that's the great equalizer.
That makes a lot of sense. Have you watched this on a date before?
I have not watched Talladega Nights on a date.
Okay.
My first date with my current boyfriend, we watched School of Rock, which I've also been on this podcast about. And our second date, we watched a Will Ferrell movie, which was the really terrible one about like Eurovision.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And I said afterwards, because we were between that and Talladega Nights, I was like, I wish we had just watched Talladega Nights. Which is why this movie came to mind.
Did you pick the Eurovision one, or was that his fault?
No, that was kind of a group.
Okay.
I don't know. The other thing is you should never watch a new movie on a date night unless you've been with your partner unless you're like truly together, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's a movie night.
Yeah.
Right.
But a date, you should never watch a new movie because then you have to pay attention to it. So
Yeah. I think it is weird that like a stereotypical date is dinner and a movie, because the movie is you can't talk for 2 hours, and then it's usually like, all right, well, time to go home now. It's like 11 o'clock, or like it's late. I guess I'll see you later.
I get why people do that, because like it takes the pressure off, right? Like, you know, there's built-in time where like you don't have to perform if it's like a first date, right? Like there's a lot of pressure on that.
True.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's just time that you could have just watched this movie alone. Like there's no difference really, other than you're probably sweating still, but
Just holding hands, sweaty.
if you're lucky. Yeah.
true. I think in high school, I went on like a couple high school dates to the movie theater, and I was like, this is not, I don't like this. This is weird. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just watch the movie or go on a date.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the two together because, yeah.
I think if anything, it should be a movie and then dinner, because then you can talk about the movie at dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then you have something to talk about.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank
Huh.
you. I've never done it, but
Like a matinee movie.
Yeah.
And then go to dinner.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we cracked the code here. Unfortunately, both CJ and I are now married, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Gavin and I did that once on my birthday. I wanted to go see a matinee movie and then get dinner. And the only matinee movie that was showing at the time was The Whale.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't
How was
recommend
that?
watching that in the
Yeah.
in the middle of the day on your birthday.
Yeah.
But dinner afterwards was very interesting because we just watched just the most traumatizing
Yeah.
movie, and it was still sunny outside, and it was
Not,
So I
not
think
a,
that's foolproof if you don't watch a
What?
really, really sad movie again.
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's one I will be still skipping. I know it came out a while ago at this point, but I have yet to hear like, oh, you gotta watch The Whale. Everyone's like, ooh boy, that was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those movies. I mean, like it's Oscar season, right? So like a lot of these like really good movies are like in all the buzz right now, but also a lot of them are like I'll watch it and then I'll be like I'm never going to watch that again. Like sure
Yeah.
it was like an achievement of cinematic excellence, but like it was fine to watch and it's not my favorite. None of them are ever going to be my favorite. I don't know.
That's, I think, possibly the only time I've ever been late to a movie was very early on in dating my lovely wife, Emily, was we were at dinner beforehand. Neither one of us wanted to like pull out our phones to check what time it was. Realized, oh crap, the
good
movie
sign.
has started already and showed up like 20 minutes into the movie.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
We were having a good time.
See, the movie isn't necessary. You could have just stayed at dinner.
Exactly, yeah. But it was the first Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Oh, that's a good movie.
And we were kind of confused because we had missed the setup of the movie, but eventually kind of put some pieces together. And then once it came out and like streaming, then we actually sat down like at home and watched it. I was like, okay, now we get
Nice.
it. What other, I'm trying to think of any other date ideas. Like when I was younger, it was go to the mall and just aimlessly like walk around.
Yeah. Go to Hot Topic.
Hot Topic, okay.
Go to the skate rink.
Did you actually do that though? I don't think I ever went on
Not
a
as
date.
a date, but
yeah.
that was a very like couple skate. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just remember that.
I have no center of gravity, so I avoided anything on wheels at all costs. No skateboarding, no ice skating, no roller skating, no bike riding. Just keep me firm on the ground.
I was always confused by the couple skate when you're like in middle school. Like who has dates in middle school? I definitely did not.
Oh my gosh, my friends in middle school thought they were married. Truly.
Oh really?
Deeply thought they were married. They would talk to one person for a day, and then at the end of the day, they would be like, "Are we boyfriend girlfriend?" And then they would be like, "Yeah, we're boyfriend girlfriend." And then that was it.
Wow.
They were married.
Yeah, I had a lot of quote unquote girlfriends in middle school, but
Brag.
you know, it's just
Yeah, humble brag over here.
well, I mean, yeah, it's nothing, right? Like it's you go for a couple skate, like that's.
Well, I didn't have any, Ken, so it's a brag to me.
I didn't have it either, DJ. Nobody even wanted us to be their fake boyfriend.
Aw.
Yeah. Couldn't even work up the courage to talk to anybody.
The skate rink enough, then I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I wasn't worthy to date because I couldn't roller skate.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, they're like, oh, this girl can't even stay up on wheels. Oh man.
I'm an excellent skater. I was out there. I was busting moves. Still nothing. Shelby, you mentioned your hometown. Were they like big NASCAR? Was it a big NASCAR town or?
Where are you from generally?
I'm from a little town called Steens, Mississippi. You won't find it on a map. Good luck. My whole family still lives there. Like my mom, everyone. I'm the only one that left. We moved when I was like 13 because my stepdad was military. But now everyone is back in Mississippi. And yeah, it is. So my dad's side of the family is the NASCAR side of the family. My sister also really loves to go to Talladega and have the full experience, like sitting on the trailers, like that scene where you have like Ricky and Amy like sitting on top of a trailer, like outside of the arena, like watching the race. That's the true Southern experience because the tickets are so expensive. So everyone just takes their RV out and sees it from the outside. So yeah, turning left, big deal in my family.
I remember in college talking to somebody who was also from like a smaller town and sort of insulting NASCAR and being like, I don't get it. They're just like driving a car. And they're like, what do you mean they're just driving a car? Like, it's such a physical sport. Like, they get so blah, blah, blah. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm so like, all right.
It's a physical sport, though? Like,
yeah. They're like, they're one of the best athletes in all of sports. I was like, okay, I don't know about that.
I mean, there's skills to like a skilled driver. I'm afraid I'm going to piss maybe the several people who listen to this off, but, they're sitting in a car,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do hear that they like lose like multiple pounds per race, that they're just like sweating or something like that so much.
Huh.
Which is like
interesting.
I will say this in defense of NASCAR. All right. I will say this. Those races are an absolute riot. Okay. It's so fun. I'll put my hands up. I have no interest in following NASCAR, but I've been to a couple races and it's just pure like American mayhem. Like it's the most American sport. I'm doing quotations right now for anyone who can't see.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just something about it. I don't know. Everyone's so drunk.
Yeah. Is it the sport or is it just the people at the event?
It's the people. It's the excuse for like people to just go out and just drink and eat and scream. I would equate it to I can't believe I'm about to say this. I would equate it to like, I don't know, like the Roman Empire, like gladiator fights, like
in the arena.
Just bringing the community together to just scream at something and feel something about something. It's very fun. It's very, very fun.
Okay.
I have to give it to NASCAR.
Emily somewhat recently went to like a monster truck event.
Oh, nice.
In Chicago.
And college.
She also was like, it was a blast, except for the fact that it is indoors and you for sure are breathing in like fumes the entire time.
Yeah, it's a weird experience.
Yeah.
So same energy. I also love a monster truck rally. It's really like when it comes to the auto business taking over America, it's really the only good thing that came out of that. It's a monster truck rally.
Does it like when you're at the NASCAR event, can you tell that they are going like super fast and it's just like blurs around?
Crazy.
Okay.
It is nothing like when you watch it on TV. When you watch it on TV, I don't know like what it is, but your eyes can like follow what you're seeing better. In person, it's like a mosquito flying by.
Dang. Okay.
It's like a bug just like go. It's crazy how fast they're going.
Do either of you know how fast they go, actually? Like 100 and something?
They go well over 100. Yeah, like 160 might be the average.
Whoa.
Let me look.
They're pulling a Sonic. You got to go fast.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean the speed, the NASCAR record speed is 212.
Dang. Okay.
Whoa.
And that happened in Talladega. So
wow.
Yeah, they're not. I wouldn't call NASCAR drivers athletes, but there's skill there.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
There is skill.
Yeah, no one's denying that.
Absolute skill. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a crash or a wreck in person?
I have not seen. I've seen car breakdowns, but I was never got to see. I feel like a NASCAR crash is like the equivalent to like a fight in hockey. Often people go to see NASCAR to see crashes, but I'm the opposite. I don't want to be a part of that. That would make me far too anxious. I want everyone to be safe and.
Yeah, I've seen Final Destination 2 or 3 too many times where there's a huge wreck and a car a wheel bounces off and flies into the audience. So I'd be way too afraid for that to happen in real life.
I was very afraid when NASCAR came to Chicago recently. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Yeah.
I worked downtown and I saw the setup that they were doing in downtown Chicago for the NASCAR path. It was not safe. I'm very happy that it got rained out because driving through and seeing what their like precautions were, I was like, these people should not be in charge of a NASCAR race. There should not be a NASCAR race in the city of Chicago, number one.
Yeah.
I think we dodged a bullet. I think Mother Nature stepped in.
Yeah.
CJ and I were down there for a work event while they were setting that up, and yeah, it for sure did not look safe. Would have been really cool to see a car just flip into a building, I think, but also, bad for everyone.
Just taking out an office floor, cubicles.
God.
I mean, there's a reason why these places like Talladega and Daytona are out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It is crazy to me seeing that it's like you can, like, audience members can sit a couple feet away from the track, and it's just like I know they have that like super strong wire to keep the fence in place, but I can't believe that it's like just a fence separating you from these cars that are flying by.
Yeah. That wall is pretty high. They have like a pretty high concrete wall.
Okay.
But I definitely don't know how like shrapnel doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How shrapnel is not.
Or a bouncing tire, like in Final Destination.
So
I don't know, man. I'm so scared. I don't think I could ever go to one.
I think there's one thing about NASCAR that also embodies the American experience is that safety isn't really our top priority. We're just there to have a good time.
People are getting alcohol poisoning at the event. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, when you were saying like it's an excuse for people to party, I think that's just like universal to any sport in America is an excuse for people to get wasted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, more so I think when you're like something about being outside, I feel like you're like, well, I'm outside. I got to drink. That's what you do.
Right.
I had a guy at a Blackhawks game. They were in town from like, I think Boston or something like that. And it was his first Blackhawks game. And him and his buddy were having some drinks, and me and my friend were not drinking at all. And he asked us why. He was like, how come you guys aren't drinking? It was like, I don't know. It's like a Wednesday night. I have work tomorrow. We go to so many of these that like, if I were to drink at every single one of these, that would be like hundreds of dollars every year.
Oh,
and
right. Yeah.
And he played it off of that like kind of no judgment, but definitely there was judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of the movie,
We haven't talked about it enough.
speaking of this movie in particular, what's your favorite Will Ferrell movie?
Yeah, speaking of Talladega Nights, name another movie.
Well, it could be this one.
Yeah, good.
I think I might have to like look up the list. I think
That's
I might.
really
There's quite a few, right?
I think I'm gonna have to pull up the list. Okay, I've pulled up the list.
that was. I think we've only done like Elf is the only one we've done on this show. That's like a Will Ferrell movie.
We haven't done Old School, and those are the only ones I could think of.
Easy peasy, Blades of Glory, 100%.
Really?
Right. Okay.
I will say Blades of Glory and Talladega
Wait,
Nights.
seriously? That's your
Yes.
choice?
Wow.
Okay.
Blades of Glory and Talladega Nights, neck and neck. Neck and neck right there. Like, yeah, I love that movie.
Okay.
I'm feeling judgment.
Well, I'm just curious why. Why?
It's so dumb.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's really
Is it funny? I mean, I've seen it. I remember just being like, this is stupid. But maybe that's just me.
It's my kind of comedy.
Okay.
I love that whole cast, too. It's a great cast. Amy Poehler.
Yeah, Will Arnett.
John Heder. Incredible cast.
Will Arnett, one of the few actors like actually doing the skating himself because he's from Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I lied. We have covered Kicking and Screaming. You know that Will Ferrell classic.
That's right.
I would say probably Step Brothers. I think that's Step Brothers and like Anchorman. I remember.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Anchorman.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Spirited.
Did you watch that?
I did watch it, and that was actually pretty funny.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I think my favorite's probably Anchorman of all time. Yeah.
I will say, my OG Will Ferrell favorite was always Night at the Roxbury, because that was a movie I watched a lot growing up, which I shouldn't have been watching that as a child, but I was. Loved that movie. Watched it recently as an adult. Doesn't age well, so that's a shame, but
yeah, most movies don't. Where we find.
Yeah.
But I do love that movie a lot.
I do like is it Everything Must Go? It's kind of like a more serious one.
I've not seen that one, but I do know.
I don't think I've seen that one either.
Oh, Superstar as well. Love Superstar.
Oh yeah.
Molly Shannon. He's not in it much, but that movie's great.
I have this came out in 2015, but Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig did a like serious like Hallmark type movie.
I literally just clicked on that one.
Yeah.
A Deadly Adoption?
Yeah, A Deadly Adoption. I kind of want to watch that just to see them because like from what I hear, like they're playing it straight. Like I don't think they're trying to be funny in it. Like they fully wanted to play, like to just be in a sort of Hallmark type style movie.
Black comedy thriller about a successful couple who take in and care for a 6 months pregnant woman after losing their second unborn child. They are hoping to be able to adopt the new baby, but taking a total stranger into their house is taking a terrible risk. 14% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Sorry, it's on the Lifetime network is where it airs.
Okay. Huh.
But it's a made for television movie.
Wow.
So maybe not worth it.
I've heard there's actually some good like Lifetime movies that are like actually horror movies. But yeah, this is interesting with two like big comedic actors. Curious.
We should cover that. That'd be interesting.
I'm down.
And I think that's probably the only way I will watch it if I'm forced to.
Sweet. Sounds good. We'll find someone to pick it. But speaking of Talladega Nights, I think it's time for trivia. So it's time for...
Hey, did you know that?
This is a trivia portion of our show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watch. Shelby, CJ, are you two ready?
Yeah.
Shake and bake.
Do we even know what we're talking about? We're talking about Talladega Nights.
Okay. Yeah.
The movie that we watched. Yeah. First question. When the producers were pitching this movie idea to studios, they only said 6 words. What were those 6 words? I don't expect either of you to get this exactly right, but I'm curious what you come up with.
If you're not first, you're last.
That's a really
that
good
is 6
guess.
words.
Wow.
Okay, but I got it wrong. By the way you react.
That's correct. You got it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I feel like you should get the point regardless. That's really good.
I like that. Yeah. If I like your answer, I'll give you a point. So Shelby, you get a point.
Hell yeah.
DJ?
Nothing I come up with is going to beat that. I was literally going to try to describe the movie in 6 words of like NASCAR, fast racing, idiot, family. Did I hit 6?
No, and no points. Sorry. All they said was Will Ferrell as a NASCAR driver.
All right.
That's it.
Wow.
And they're like, sold, done, money. Here you go. Yeah. All right. Here's one that you can maybe get an actual answer to. Which of the following was a working title for this movie? Was it A, Talladega Nights, B, High, Wide, and Handsome, C, Loud and Proud, or D, If You're Not First, You're Last?
Probably D.
I think it was just A. I think it was without the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Shelby gets a point.
Yeah.
And CJ, you picked the only answer that actually is not one of the ansers.
The other were true too?
They were all working titles except for that one. High, Wide, and Handsome. I don't know why that was one.
Tells you nothing about the movie or anything.
Right. Loud and Proud doesn't really say anything either. I don't know. Are those like NASCAR things or like anything to do with
No.
cars? Okay.
No.
High, Wide, and Handsome. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. All right. Time for the next question. How old was Will Ferrell in this movie? Like him, not the character he's playing.
Okay. I know that Will Ferrell has always looked 45.
Correct.
He's just perpetually, he still looks 45. People always just look 45. So I'm going to say 33.
Okay. CJ?
Yeah, 38.
CJ's much closer. It's 39.
Oh.
Yeah. Damn.
Really quick, because I did look up when Will Ferrell was born because I wanted to compare it to when Jane Lynch, because Jane Lynch is playing Will Ferrell's mom, and she is, I think, 7 years older than him. And
his dad is only 3 or 4 years older than him. So, Yeah.
I do think that's a trend though, of putting Will Ferrell, who has always looked older than he is in roles that are like quote unquote age appropriate, but he looks so much older.
Right. Like old school.
Step Brothers. Like
Yeah, it works.
How old was John C. Reilly in this movie?
42.
That's what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna say 43.
Oh, wrong direction. 41.
Oh, wow.
Bummer.
All right, tied it up.
All right. Here's a tough one. First person to shout out the right answer gets it right if either of you are able to do this. This is John C. Reilly's second movie about racing. What is the first one?
The horse one. The horse racing one. There's a horse racing one.
What's it called?
Something.
Oh. Okay, I'll give you the first word. All right. First person shout out gets it. Days.
Nope.
Days
of our lives.
Nope.
Days of your.
No. Days of Thunder. Is that the horse racing one? I actually don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just imagining a John C. Reilly movie where he is around horses.
I've never heard of.
No, this is a NASCAR movie.
Oh, never mind.
I've never seen it. It stars Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Never heard of it.
Mm-mm.
All right, we're still tied up though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, this is the tiebreaker question then. What is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage? Just closest. If you want to just shout out your answer at the exact same time, I will count you down.
This is
critic score.
The critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, yes.
Well, they're always wrong, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Both ready? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
67.
72.
Ooh.
67 and 72.
Wow.
The correct answer is 71%. So Shelby, you're our winner.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very close.
Just for fun, what do you think the average Letterboxd score is? So this is just users of Letterboxd, just normal people. It's out of 5 and it's up to 1 decimal point.
Oh, like 4.8.
I think you're wrong.
I know that anyone who's on Letterboxd who's actually leaving a review for Talladega Nights is a fan.
I'm gonna say like it's like a 2.8.
That's devastating.
So you're closer. It's more in the middle, 3.3.
Okay.
Rude.
We're learning Letterboxd is similar to IMDb. Where it's filled, even though it's just average people, it's filled with snobs and they don't like comedies and good.
Well, I just think everyone has a very different opinion about everything, and so it just all averages out to pretty much in the middle for almost everything. I don't know, but 3.3 is higher than the middle, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that means it's time for our ratings then.
You've heard us debating, we know you've been waiting, so now it's time to hear our ratings.
Shelby, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Talladega Nights for you?
Well, I'm gonna rate it based on enjoyment factor. I'm gonna rate it based on legacy, and I'm gonna rate it based on whether or not it's a good date night movie. And for me, 10 out of 10 across the board.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
I love legacy playing into the factor there. I think that's a new one for the show.
Yeah, for sure. Dang. Okay. Well, prepare to be disappointed by our ratings, apparently. CJ, what would you rate this movie?
For me, I definitely remember liking this. This came out in, I think, like the sort of like golden era of Will Ferrell.
2006.
Yep. The aughts.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it. I still like laughed on the rewatch. I've probably seen it multiple times. It's not bad. It's like star-studded cast of all these like UCB and Groundling people and comedy royalty. I'll go with like a 7.3.
Okay.
Great.
Not
now to shatter all hopes. Over to Ken.
No, not right. Not true. For me, I right before this did my Letterboxd. You can find me at KDRISC01 on Letterboxd.
Peaches P.
probably going to be Peaches P pretty soon. But for me, it's 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's a good movie. It's funny. So I had a couple notes that we didn't get to because we didn't talk about the movie at all. But
What?
a couple things didn't age perfectly.
No.
Within the first 10 minutes, they say the R word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Multiple times,
and then
I think.
there's some definite homophobia going on, and other language that's not quite appropriate in today's day and age, or never was. But there's still a lot of dumb, funny, really long conversations that are still pretty funny. So it's still worth it.
Nice.
I really enjoyed talking about this film with you all.
Did you?
The in-depth conversation.
Yeah, I know we really touched on every aspect of the movie.
I feel like every scene was covered.
Yeah, for sure.
Really peeled back the layers on this one.
All right, let's just do a quick, what was everyone's favorite moment in the movie before we wrap up?
Probably the children. They were pretty funny. Like talking back to any adult. That was. Oh, actually, okay. Really quick tidbit: the older child in the movie has been to jail twice, I think.
Oh,
which I think just
for
goes
what?
to show maybe we should stop putting kids in movies. Seems to never really work out for 90% of them.
Well, especially if you're going to make them like act as a bad child in a movie, like you're literally teaching them how to act poorly. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But they had a lot of good lines. I enjoyed that.
I was going to say the children too. I actually think the younger one was the funniest.
I think, the younger you get, and if they say outrageous things, the funnier it is.
Yeah. I think the best scene in the movie is when they're all around the dinner table. That scene is like ingrained in my head because as like a little poor child in Mississippi, seeing that long table full of all the different fast food chains, I was like, that is the pinnacle of wealth.
That's the goal.
I can't even comprehend having KFC and Taco Bell on the table at the same time. Like, yeah.
When in reality, that whole table probably is
$40.
less than like a normal Thanksgiving Day meal or something.
I'm just putting it together. Is this where Trump got his inspiration for like just ordering McDonald's when he invites people to the White House?
Maybe.
He's a big fan of Talladega Nights. Who knew?
Way to kill the mood, CJ. Well, Shelby, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to plug or any words of wisdom at the end here?
Yeah. I perform at IO Theater with a house team called Kismet. We perform on Sundays. And this month we are opening for Devil's Daughter every Friday at 8 p.m. So that's
nice.
Really fun. And I'm kind of around there doing other stuff as well. So come check it out. IOimprov.com is the new website.
Very nice.
Cool.
And yeah, if you're not first, you're last, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. Well, thank you again. CJ, what do we got?
You can follow us on all of the things at Overtalking Pod, Pod. We're on the Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on all the things. Call or text us at USACat1591. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com. Go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. You can type in the word Shelby to find our previous episodes.
Just a quick reminder, if you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, we'll read it on the show when we remember to check that. But oh no, they're here. Yeah, it's the Overtalking Overlords. They're, of course, our guests, the otherworldly landlords who show up at the end of every episode. Remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and rate and review where applicable. Reviews specifically help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we say at the end of every single episode, shake and bake.
You gotta shake it before you bake it.
Bye.
Bye.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Shelbi Weaver. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.